not any good ones?
Hello, Tawatha. Do I feel like being bothered with Tawatha? Hello, LaDonna.
Anything about a party tonight? At least not any good ones.
Hello, Tawatha. Do I feel like being bothered with Tawatha? Hello, LaDonna.
Booming, booming, booming.
Yo, baby, looking real good.
Step off.
Scandalous. Kick it, Pop. What you got to say now, punk?
How much more trouble can I get into?
Hey, Eraserhead.
Look, I'm in prison.
Just do me a favor. Don't pick up the soap.
Wait till I find him. I'm gonna kill him.
Yo, y'all look who fell into the gig. Hey, this ain't Soul Train. The two finest women in here. Now, how could a man choose?
He better choose right.
Okay, so where we're on our way to? The house party.
What?
The house party.
Welcome everybody to another episode of the Black Movie Review Classics, Black History Month Movie Review Classic. I'm sorry, this is Primetime James Thomas here with Quez, and tonight we are going to be talking about one of my personal favorite movies ever, a straight up classic all the way through, House Party, 1990 House Party, starring Kid and Play, Martin Lawrence, Tisha Campbell, AJ Johnson, both AJ Johnson, even though he had no lines, but he was a pretty had one of the victims of the most vicious roasts I've ever seen in my life. Robin Harris, the late great Robin Harris. You had John Witherspoon. You got some legit heavy hitters in this film. Directed by I forgot his name, but he's the same dude that wrote and directed Boomerang, the last movie that we did. Hell, it's because of this movie Eddie Murphy personally went to them, wanted to work with them for Boomerang, and this movie. Reginald Hudlin, yes, him. And yes, man, and Boomerang is such Boomerang. House Party to me is a straight up classic. It's funny, it's hilarious, it's relatable. This movie's over 30 years old, and it still kind of holds up because we could relate to this story. Like at one point in time in my life, we was Kid. At one point in time in my life, we was a Play. Or we knew somebody that was a Shireen. We knew somebody that was like a Sydney. We knew a Bilal. We knew a group like Full Force. Oh yeah, who they were in this movie as the bullies. And first things first, I just want to say that the movie stars Kid and Play. And I just want to get this out the way now. People have no idea just how big Kid and Play was at this particular time, okay? See, Kid and Play to me is that interesting case because they were that group they were one of the last of that true forms of that fun hip-hop. And then they were there right at the beginning when the gangster rap craze was about to happen. They're like that. They were in that transition when they really started popping off. And to me, they're one of those rap groups that never really gets the credit that they deserve. Like they never really get talked about as far as their impact on hip hop. They're kind of like, I'm pretty sure MG will agree with this. To me, they're kind of like the Detroit Pistons. You know what I mean? Like you had the Celtics and the Lakers, then you had the Chicago Bulls, but it was that middle bridge of the Detroit Pistons where they had a run. They had a great run, but they don't get talked about as one of the greatest groups ever. You know, Kid and Play had movies. They had a cartoon. They had a cartoon, y'all. They had, they had lunch boxes. They were marketed to kids. And if you're marketed to the kids, that means that you're somebody. So watching this film again kind of reminded me just how big Kid and Play was, and nobody really talks about their impact. Kind of like with MC Hammer. I think around the same time MC Hammer had his own cartoon. How they almost had a sitcom, which we'll later get into later in the review. They almost had one of the greatest sitcoms of all time that we know. Kid and Play almost had, and I don't know if Quez, you know this. If you don't know, I'll save it for later. But yeah, Quez, like before we get to the actual movie itself, do you kind of agree with my assessment about Kid and Play and how they've gone completely under the radar as the years went on?
I could agree to that statement to a degree, because it's like you said, they were like one of the last mainstream accepted groups to have that style of like happy rap, so to speak. Like with the Kid That Plays and the Criss Cross and of course the Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeffs of the world. Like with that style of hip hop, like it was cool and it was great in that moment. But then they came around at a time where music became a lot more rugged, a lot more street, a lot more gangster rap came into the fold. And a lot of that music of that style just kind of got played out. That style wasn't as popping anymore. That wasn't the sound where the mainstream was headed to with that style of music. And it's a shame because it was that last element of upbeat tempo, dance, party music, where it was still popular. It's still okay to, it's cool to have fun. It's cool to go out and dance with your peoples, kick it, be yourself, like that type of speed of the music. And I'm saying all it's just the music, but it's not even just that. It's the music, the culture, the movement that it had, especially with dance culture, which we're going to touch on when we discuss these scenes in these movies. It was a whole thing that went on at that time that got washed away by the time this movie came out, I believe James said it was 1990. It was already started in that street rap gangster era. Within in the next 18 months to 2 years, it was completely flooded with that. And that's also why it's reason you see acts such as Fresh Prince and Kid and Play, like those type acts, they slowly started to fall to the wayside of popularity. It was a great era for as long as it lasted, but it was a new wave that was coming into the fold. And then you can see in the styles of media and content as well, where you went from the house parties as the classic black entertainment movies to movies like Boys to the Hood, Menace to Society, like those type of movies where it's more street, more hood movies, like that type of realm, and no longer movies like House Party like that. Of course, you had 2 or 3, but there was no longer other movies in that niche that was pushed through like that. So it was definitely a changing of the guard.
Also, let's not forget they also had Class Act in there as well. That's another underrated Kid and Play film that's got another Class Act, which is another great film.
Great film, yes it was.
So yeah, so Kid and Play, I think they deserve their flowers. I mean, they had one hell of a run. They had one of the greatest dances ever, and they got one of the greatest movies ever. So the movie is real simple. It's about basically the focus of the story is about Kid and him trying to get to the party that his best friend Play is hosting. And what's so funny? I mean, Mark said that he might be here. I sent the link out to him, and I know how he goes on these rants about how these scripts are not smart. They don't have full character development, all that stuff. Bro, this movie, if you really watch it, It has that. You have character development, you have conflict, you have a lot of stuff in this film if you really truly watch it. It sounds simple, but there's actually some layers to these characters. Not layers, but like you see growth in each one of these characters. But first, I'm gonna go ahead and get this out the way. I'm just gonna go ahead and get this out the way. One of the biggest things that stood out to me. This movie was filmed in 1990, so it was probably filmed in 88, 89. The first thing that took me off guard was Full Force. Now, Quez, niggas 40 years old playing high school kids. Now, Full Force. Now, listen, Full Force. When I was younger, bro, I thought they were a rap group. You have no idea how shocked I was when I found out they were really an R&B group. They were an R&B group, which, by the way, people don't know the impact of Full Force. They wrote some of the biggest songs ever. They wrote songs for NSYNC, Backstreet Boys. I Want It That Way. So I Want It That. They wrote that. They wrote songs, for Britney Spears. Bro, their impact in the music game is huge. They were very instrumental during that late 90s, early 2000s boy band craze. A lot of their biggest songs they wrote. So shout out to Full Force, man. That I was shocked when I heard that. Like, Full Force was behind some of the biggest songs in the early 2000s. That was really dope to see. But Full Force are playing high school kids, and they're the bullies of the group, bullies of the movie. And bro, these weren't just regular bullies. They were dangerous, my nigga. Like, it wasn't on some, we just gonna rough him up, steal his lunch money. They tried to murder people in this movie, bro. They spent the whole movie trying to kill Kid. They were going to burn the house down, bro. Like, this was wild to see this how these three were psychopaths in this movie. But they were funny. This punk motherfucker throwing shit at us, almost took my foot so far up your ass, you'll be sneezing sneakers for a month, like, we're gonna kick his fucking ass. Like, they were funny though. The entity of Full Force in this film doesn't make any sense, but they were funny as hell in this film. A lot of times, it was some of the funniest moments in the film was with Full Force. So Quest, how'd you feel about Full Force, and their motivations and in this film? Okay, Quest, all right, probably had to step away. But yeah, man, but the introduction of Full Force in this film, they were great. They were fantastic in this film. It's just wild watching how they were moving, they were reacting. Like I said, they weren't on some I just want to bully these kids, they wanted to straight kill Kid, bro. It's hilarious. And they start the conflict of the film because, Play's about to have this party. Which is like on a Tuesday, Wednesday, that's in the middle of the week, which is just wild to think about. And Kid accidentally bumps into Stab, the dude in the middle. And it bumps him, makes him spill his milk, and that was funny how that single gulp, gets on his shirt. And they wanted to whoop his ass just off that alone. So, they back Kid into a corner, and Kid. All right, I can understand why Kid did the way he did, because they were talking about his mom, which we learned that his mom passed away, so they were talking shit. So he threw Jello at them, and then that's what caused the fight. And they whooped his ass. But credit the kid though, man. He didn't go out like no punk per se, because he did throw the first punch. So he did go out swinging. And then so he gets suspended. And kid has to try to prevent his father, played by Robin Harris, to get the notification. Now, keep in mind, y'all. Keep in mind, this was back in the day. Now, I don't know how y'all was in school, but believe it or not, I got in trouble at school a couple times. And, bro, those days, bro, when you got in trouble at school and then you just knew they were going to call your parents, bro, that was a long walk home, bro. You said the stab ain't passing your solder. Bro, they look like bodybuilders, bro. They're high school kids looking like football linemen, bro. It was crazy. And this was back in the day. This is back in the 90s. Now, I don't know how y'all did it, but I remember when there was no social media, all that. So there was no all the emails weren't a thing back then. It was either by phone or by email. And then kid was doing his best to prevent his father from not getting that notification, whether it means, trying to take the phone off the hook so they don't call, trying to get the mail quickly before his father gets it. Speaking of his father played by the late, great Robin Harris. Robin Harris plays kid's father, which was funny because Robin Harris was only like 34, 35 at the time of filming, while kid was about 26, 27. Play was a good 28 at the time of filming. So Robin Harris wasn't that far off, was not that far off from kid and play in terms of age-wise. It just goes to show how much Black people have evolved, since the 1990s. You got motherfucking 50-year-olds looking like they can still be 30, but back then you looked your age. And I just want to say this real quick. Robin Harris is great in this film. He is fantastic in this film. I always said Robin Harris was Bernie Mac before Bernie Mac. Like I always think he was the original Bernie Mac. And this is when Robin Harris was at his peak when it came to comedy. It's a damn shame because he passed away, sadly, like 10 days after this movie was released. So unfortunately, he never really got that push that I believe he was destined to have. No, this same Robin Harris that had a whole animated film just off of one joke, Bebe's kids. Like who kids are these? These Bebe kids? Where the fuck is Bebe? Robin Harris was hilarious, man. And I just want to say this too. Robin Harris's character, Pops, he was a good dad, bro. He was a good father to kid, bro. One, shout out to Reginald Hudlin. It wasn't often where you see, especially in these type of movies in the early 90s, you never really saw a single father in these type of movies. It was always a single mother. Like if this was handled by somebody else, they could have easily had this kid be raised by a single mother, probably by like Della Reese, somebody like that at that particular time. But I thought it was cool to see that that he was a single parent doing his best to raise his son. But he was a good dad though, bro, because after work, the movie establishes that he's a hardworking man, that works overtime and all that stuff, working doubles, but he still gets home in time to fix kid some breakfast, not just cereal, but he's making them pancakes with the butter on top of it, bacon, orange juice, toast. And he's a good father because he wants to, even though he's working, so he still wants to spend time with kid, to watch Dolomite with him. He's got a kid on the straight and narrow. Kid's good in school. He's about to go to college. So I really like what they did with bringing the whole single father element to this. And I thought Robert Harris was great. One of the best moments of the film is him, of course, him going to the party and roasting everybody at the party. He said, he said, Blau, whatever your name is, sound like something you catch on your feet. Oh, I should have known you was in here. I saw a drip for the driveway. With that Jericho, you better not ever commit no crime. Please have no problem finding you. Follow the drip. And never have no problem finding you. But it was so fucked up too because he went to AJ Johnson for no reason. He did it for no reason though. Oh, how you doing? What's your name? Click next. Give me 2 bean pies and a pork chop sandwich. Trap mouth heathen. Another great moment when he finds out about kid suspension. He's like, what do you say? He said, every little step you take is gonna be around this bedroom tonight because you ain't going nowhere. You're like, I don't give a damn Marvin Gaye gonna be there. You won't. I think about it. But Peter's parents are out of town. Oh, you kids think you slick, huh? I thought Robert Harris was fantastic in the role. And what I really enjoyed about Robert Harris the most was they established things about his characteristics in the film. Like in the beginning of the film, when kid's about to sneak out after not eating his breakfast, now his father was asleep because he just came home from work, and he knew that kid was skipping breakfast. Like, kid, finish your breakfast, boy. And when kid sneaks out to go to the party, when he closes the door, locks the door, his eyes just open because he's one of those sleepers where he's asleep, but he's still aware of what's going on around him. But Quez, you still there? You there? Damn. All right. So shout out to Robin Harris in his performance as Pops. But so kid, sneaks out, goes to the party, and kid goes through hell, bro. Like he's being hunted down by full force, getting harassed by the cops, and hell, he kind of goes through hell in the party because he's trying to get with, he wants to get with both of them, but he mainly wants to get with Shireen and Sydney, both played by a young AJ Johnson, who we know as Jody's mother on Baby Boy, and of course on a young Tisha Campbell, and the movie is basically about this conflict between Play and Kid and Shireen and Sydney, and they're trying to get with one of them before the night is over. And another thing I really enjoyed about this script was these 5 kids, include these Kid, Play, Blau, Shireen and Sydney, was that they all kind of come from different backgrounds, where the movie establishes that Shireen, she lives in the hood. She's a hood chick. Sydney she comes from a rich family. She lives in the nice part of the neighborhood. Play and Blau are more of the middle class. They got a nice home. They're doing good. But Play got a nice home. You can tell by the way he was dressed. Blau, with the posters on his wall. And he has a business. Like he has he has a legit business with Blau actually has a business, with him being a DJ and all that stuff. He's saying like, I ain't doing this for free no more, man. In high school, yeah, he has a legit business in high school. And Kid kind of comes from that working class, with his father. So I kind of like how Reginald Hudlin added that, that all different. They come from different backgrounds. Which was actually kind of refreshing to see. I didn't really expect to see that. Rewatching it again, I didn't notice how there was actually some thought on where these kids come from. Quez, you there?
Present.
All right. But yeah, when I walked away, were you able to still hear everything I said though?
Nope. I had to log on because I had to take care of something. I just got back to the group.
All right. Well, I just got to talking about what?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so I was talking about Full Force and their characters. I talked about the impact they had on the music scene, about how they wrote songs for at the time the biggest boy bands in the world at the time, NSYNC, Britney Spears, and Backstreet Boys, all that stuff, and how like their impact in the game. And I talked about how they look 30 years, they look 40 years old playing high school kids. Talked about how I thought Full Force, they weren't just bullies, they were full-on murderous psychopaths. They spent the whole movie trying to murder kids. And I also brought up, I talked about Robin Harris, and I said I liked how they kind of added the single father element to the movie, which is something you really don't see even to this day with black films. And how much he was actually a good dad to Kid. Was still able to cook him breakfast. Wanted to spend time with Kid. You could tell he was kind of hurt when Kid wanted to go to the party because he wanted to watch Dolomite with him. So I talked about that.
Can I touch on that scene real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
First off, rest in peace to Robert Harris, one of the most underrated. And I hate calling him underrated because if he didn't leave our lives so soon, he would have definitely been recognized and honored in the manner of legend as he should be. He did a great job playing this role, that great dad role. And like you were saying, he just wanted the best for Kid. He wanted him to go to school, get the good grades. He was always there. He was trying to be the parent. He's trying to be the parent to step up even more from after he lost his wife in the movie. You didn't see it obviously, but it was implied that wife was sick and died, and so he really did all he could for his child. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know if you touched on this, but like you mentioned the part where he made breakfast for Kid in the morning, and then from all the way from upstairs, he says like you see eggs and toast and pancakes. He got a whole spread out for him. Then he just took a piece of toast. He's about to go out the door. Hey, you better feed that damn breakfast I cooked. Like, yeah. Like, I would have been mad too. I made a whole spread. You took a piece of toast, you ungrateful bastard.
Yeah, but that's when I said that the movie establishes that, because when Kid tries to sneak out, he wakes up, that he establishes he's one of those sleepers, that he's asleep, but he's not really asleep. You know what I mean? That he's in tune with his son.
Exactly. So he was all in on lock with that, and we'll touch on the whole pursuit for his son later on, I know, but yeah, definitely he did a good job playing that role. He was funny too, but you could tell he really had his best interest at heart with, Kid and everything.
And how'd you feel about Full Force and their performance in the movie?
My comments are kind of like what up, Why Diggy, what up, Oblivion. Thank you guys for checking out this analysis of the movie. We appreciate y'all. It's just like what Why Diggy said. Stab ain't passing no USADA or VADA testing. That fool was jacked. Like that was like Bobby Lashley, but with hair. Like,
bro, I said this when you was gone, bro. When I was younger, I thought Full Force was straight up a rap group. When I found the niggas were R&B singers, my jaw dropped. I'm like, for real? You know, like, look, R&B singers was looking like that, bro. That's crazy.
I should have known with the Jerry curl, man. Like I thought there was rappers too. Guess I was wrong. But they did it. They had a great performance in the movie. Like all three of them nearly won common goal, but you could tell they were their own separate characters. And it just made that group pop off even better. You know, so shout out to Full Force with that great performance.
They spent the whole movie wanting to murder motherfuckers, bro.
And then, of course, that legendary that you smelling line. You smell that? You smell that? I smell pussy. Like, bro.
I smell pussy.
Like, damn, they goaded him too. They goaded him to throw that
right out through Joe at Reagan. You know, some symbolism there.
Oh, no comment. Definitely with that though. And you also touched on Bilal's character as well briefly. You know, he had his own business. You said, yeah, he had his own DJ business. Like he was official. He just never charged niggas until it was time to start charging. And you know, play goading him into not. Hey, I got you. But hey, look out for me. You DJ for free. You get the free DJ treatment and free DJ service from the host. Like, my God.
Bro, I'm sorry. Like, I'm looking back on some of this, bro. But they were gonna whoop kids' ass in front of grown adults, in front of adults, bro, at that dinner party, bro. Like, bro, they didn't care, but they were gonna whoop his ass in front of the police. When they got arrested, they let kid go. They were gonna chase kid, and the police like, no, y'all go the other way.
Y'all go that way. You go the other way.
Bro, I didn't know. I don't know what kid did. Bro, Stab did the Brock Lesnar promo. Remember that promo Brock did when he was like, when I'm in bed with my wife? Oh, I think like 4 or 5 hours later, then Brock Lesnar's on my mind. Stab did that same promo. He's like,
Stab did it first, 30 years before that.
He said, I was getting on with my girl. I was getting ready to wax that ass. And then this fool's still on my mind. And then they were like,
and then his boys was like, nah, man, the only thing be on my mind is that pussy.
So I just thought that was funny how Stab did the Lesnar promo. He did the Lesnar promo before Lesnar. That's fucking hilarious. Lesnar watches House Party. That's great.
Maybe Shelton Benjamin had him watch it one day. Had to.
Oh, and I also brought up too about how there was actually some thought into these characters where you could tell all 5 of these kids come from different backgrounds. Where a kid comes from the working class, Play and Bilal clearly came from middle class. Shireen was the girl from the hood. And Sydney comes from a rich family. How'd you feel about how they took time to put different backgrounds, put the backgrounds on the kids?
Oh, the fact how Sydney's parents was like the Jack and Jill parents of the group, and they just happened to be at that party, the same party where Kid was at. The irony.
Yeah.
The irony. Another retrospect I do respect, because you could have easily lumped all these guys up into one character. They could have all come from Kid's background. They all could have been from Play's background. Those could have made sense. I'm glad they did not make every character from the hood. They just kept it to Shireen just to bring in that side of it, because we've already seen enough of that, so to speak. You know, just bring a little variety in it, but don't surround it by everything. And, you know, you got to have that one rich girl group person in the group, you know, and that just happened to be City, and she brought all that because she was talking about, yeah, I'm doing good. I'm going to go to college. I have a career. Like, I already had that mindset set up like she was going to go to school after graduating. And everybody else was going.
My father owns a couple grocery stores.
Yeah, that entitled aspect too. Yeah. which will kind of prove my point for what we'll discuss it off air a little later. But yeah, definitely give props to the Hudlins to bringing these characters together because they all came from different backgrounds, but they had some commonalities too. They like kicking it. They like to party. They always are they all got along with each other. You know, even though they all come from different backgrounds, it shows that's okay. You guys can all still link up as a dope unit of friends. Except they kept dumping on because they kept dumping on Bilal though. I guess that was the one commonality that Bilal missed on. Kept calling him dragon breath and stuff.
You know, and that's actually a nice segue because when I watched this movie again, okay, so you got Play, and the more and more I watch this film, the more and more I'm like, yo, Play's not a good person, yo. Like he's not a good person, bro. So Quest, what can you say was you sound like you agree with me? What was the worst example that how Play ain't shit, if you really think about it?
One quick example off the bungee where it involved that screenshot right there. He goaded Bilal to do the DJ gig for free after he said he was trying to make a come up and get paid, you know, to actually bring some money into his business. He goaded him not only doing it for free, but you forget to get him for your own gig, but he needs transportation. And then you load up his stuff in your car, scratching the speakers, throwing the vinyl records everywhere, damaging all that shit. Like he over there screaming at him, stop, no, don't that, take it out, no, don't. And he just kept going. Like when he pushed the speaker in his truck and he was scratching the wood, like when he was scratching the wood grain on the speaker, I was like, bro, you take out my shit. Exactly. I don't know about you. I would have took all my stuff back out the car and stayed home. Bump that.
Bro, it would be on site. It would have. I would have to fight. I would have to fight at that point. Bro. He kicked the woofer, bro. He fucking Anderson Silva kicked that shit, bro. I'm like, bro, don't kick my shit, bro. Like, don't kick my stuff.
I would have John Jones his knee, bro. I would have did a little oblique kick to his knee. Tears ACL, LCL, PCL, meniscus, bro, all of that. Like, you fucked up.
Bro, and then he had the audacity. And then he had the audacity to bring a chick. First of all, too, that chick Play was bad as shit. God damn. But she kind of resembled. Listen, I'm not saying this. She kind of resembled Janet, just a little bit. You know, I think it was the hairstyle, but damn, she was fine. And of course, how you kind of notice? I kind of noticed this too. How you notice that women back in like 30 years ago seem to be finer than the women now?
What gave that away?
Because y'all know me, I love watching old movies and old music videos and all that stuff. And I was just kind of like,
I don't disagree. But what gave that away for you?
But just, you know, seeing a couple girls at the party, and of course Shireen and Sydney, and the girl Play was with in the car when Martin was just fuming. Tell that bitch to get out the car. Like I'm just like, but like I'm just looking at some of these women in this movie, and then from back in that era, it's like, yo, they were better then than they are now. Maybe it's because they were just more natural with their bodies, or maybe because of how they carried themselves. I just don't know what it was. But it seemed like more attractive then than they are now. It's just wild to see.
I think that's a lot to do. Like they weren't having much snotty attitude, especially back then. Like you could tell a girl with an ugly attitude, you could tell in the face, and that just brings a whole level of attraction down. A lot more stuff was natural back then. Women took pride in how they looked, how they presented themselves naturally, makeup wise, never done too much, because you would think too much makeup, you know, you look like a streetwalker or 304, if you will. And approach, it was a lot of it that was just much more, much more down to earth women was back in those days. Of course, you had some scandalous women, but you also had the girls like, as we talked about, Sheree and Sydney. Like those girls fight. Even old girl in the car in the front seat. It's a whole difference between how it was then to women like this today. Back then, they're a little bit more wholesome, a little bit more pride in how they looked. Took cares about who they was with, and they knew what they wanted in life and more conscious in themselves. Nowadays, a lot of these women be so stuck up, so want to be independent, but need a nigga, and they just go dress out, looking however they want to be, with their hoodies on, bonnets on, wigs on, don't never do their hair, just go out looking whatever, like what, just to scheme dudes, It's completely different parallel how it is then to what it is now. That's just me saying that. Like, you remember when a girl would be happy, take a pride, like, I just did my own hair. I got my hair done. I got this done. I got myself a nice outfit, and just to go have a nice time. Not going to the club every week to go try to impress some hoes or to impress some dudes, Just good time, That was back when that glow on women was real, too. But I can keep going on and on, but that's just my synopsis right there.
Agreed. I'm gonna have to agree. But yeah, but back to play though. He's very up and down in this film where you're like, yo, this dude ain't shit, bro. Like I said, how he treated Bilal. When he left Kid, when he saw, it's like Bilal was like, yo, is that Kid? And then he's like, oh, was it? I mean, there's no room in the car anyway. There's that situation. He barely had no food, no drinks at the place. Like he wasn't good at planning. And multitasking. But to be fair, when Kid was in jail, he was there for him. So
that's because the party was over, brother. One of those but to do but to go get him.
You think so? You really think so?
Bro, after the party wrapped up, the last thing he wanted to do was even be at that house at that point. Instead of just clean up, he was just over everybody. And then Kid got locked up. It's like, yeah, let me go get this dude.
Wait, Quest. You mean to tell me you don't know anybody that that do some shiesty shit, but when you really need them, but they're right there, like they're there to help you out. You don't know dudes like that?
I do, but Clay didn't show like he would be the caliber of one of them. Now, if that went on, I mean, you gotta keep this in mind too. He did not answer the phone just because he was dancing in the beginning of the movie because he was vacuuming and dancing. He didn't even answer the phone. If that party was still going on, Kid would have been left unread in that jail cell.
Oh, he would have been something. He would have been something in that jail cell. We'll get to that in a second.
Hey, whatever you do, don't pick up the soap. Play ain't right.
Oh, don't worry. This ain't gonna take nothing but a minute. Depending on who's in it. I'm like, yo, like all you niggas right? Oh, okay. But yeah, but yeah, I thought Play's character, he was very up and down, but when he needed to, he was there for Kid. I mean, but even though he still had those moments when he was kind of playing Kid, It's like, wait a minute, you didn't smash because you didn't have no birth control? Shit, but that's her problem, bro. Like all that stuff. And I'm just like, so Play's gonna be that type of guy. He's gonna be a baby father in about the next 2-3 years. Gonna have 4-5 kids. You can just tell how Play gets down. You're just like, he that dude. And then he gonna get with Shireen, and then Shireen gonna give birth to Jody, and Jody gonna be out here causing heckling, causing havoc, just like how Play did. See what I did there? People have been making those connections that Jody's father's Play. Jody's father is Play. But
I mean, well, that's a pretty accurate assessment, except the fact like Baby Boy came out at 01, House Party was 90.
Yeah.
So that would be so that would be Jody like 11. I don't know what kind of. I see where he was going with it, but that kind of inference is like, yeah, mathematically don't add up. But I will say this though, with that point about the birth control and like you on the diaphragm. No, he called it a diagram, but the diaphragm. No, he was worried about babies, but he ain't worried about that female.
So yeah, so how'd you feel about Play? So how'd you feel about Play and his character all throughout his character throughout the film? About how Play's a good friend, but he ain't a great friend. But he was there to bail him out, though.
He ain't no man. Play ain't no good. Like he there when all the Doritos are down. Like he there and he knows like he can be a good friend, but he not like that ride or die big homie type homie. You know what I'm saying? But his character was great though. I did enjoy that, and he definitely made things more. He definitely made things a lot of entertaining with that dynamic that he was, kind of protagonist, but kind of like the tweener role where he was a good guy, but he wasn't right either at the same time. And you can tell throughout the movie where like flash back and forth between like he was trying to highlight at Shireen, but then he was hollering at that old girl from the car, and then another girl at the party when they walked in, and then try to holler at Shireen again. Like it was a lot of back. Like he wore many hats in that movie.
Only just makes whenever we cast a film with the panel, only makes that shit even much more easier. So yeah,
man, just bruh, that cast to say was hilarious.
What he did to Bilal was fucked up. He had Bilal waiting on the stoop for an hour, bro. Had three other women in the car when he came back, bro. But Play that type of dude, I'd be like, hey, but I came back though. I mean, but that's what that tells me what you did before we started. You was like, I'm here though. I'm just like, bro.
He literally treated Bilal like Stoop Kid from Hey Arnold.
Stoop Kid never leaves a stoop. But yo, that scene was so funny. He's like, said, my mama ain't no bitch. I'll kick your ass. I'll fight a girl. Like, it's so great too, because this is where you saw it in Martin, where you just saw how oh god, so I just missed that Martin, man. That ball of energy that he was back in the day. I get he was younger back then, but damn, every time I watch a Boomerang, watch him in here, it's like I miss that Martin. Martin's still cool, but '90s Martin was a whole different animal, bro. But
speaking of Martin, which I wanted to ask you after I watched this movie back again, Play told everybody get to step. You think Martin bummed that off of him?
Bro, I believe Martin. I believe House Party was when Gina and Martin actually first met.
Well, there you go. Because as soon as I heard play talking about some get to step it, get step, step, and I'm like, bro, this is Martin. This is literally Martin. Where he was telling everybody, step it. Well, he said it first.
Let's do this, girl. You know, and even in that little scene that they had together, even that little scene that had together, when they're back and forth, you could tell the chemistry. Even back then, they only had one scene together, but even that little interaction, you saw the chemistry. You know, you agree with that, Quez?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so you saw it back then. This was 2 years prior to the actual show, Martin. So I thought that was a really cool moment with Tisha and Martin pre-Martin show, because you just saw they had a spark even then. Oh, bro, Martin was so funny, bro. Like when Chill kept bumping into the table, bro.
Stop hitting the table.
Bro, Chill was one of the most funniest people in the party. But Chill was like that dude that wanted all the smoke, bro. Like Chill was looking to fuck somebody up in that party, bro. Like, but when they went face to face, then Chill just stared at him. He just stared at him, cold as ice. The mom was like, "You bumped the table, get off."
Hey, no, come here. Come on, Chill, come here. I can't pull up the thing, bro.
Well, he said, "You kick the table, I'm gonna kick your fucking heart out, bro." But Chill had, he had a psychotic moment in the movie, bro, when he was asking Kid how to do that dance move. The kid was like, nah, I can't do it right now. It's like, man, come on, man! Like,
oh, okay. And the kid was like, oh no, don't give him a man. Here, I'll show you. It's like.
Bro, I gotta ask,
where was this energy for Chill when Malik pressed him at the library?
Well, he probably mellowed out with age and then being confined to a wheelchair. Well, can change your attitude. But bro, I love Chill, bro, because when Martin got into his face, Chill had that look like on his face, like nigga, please, I wish you would. I need you to. I need this, bro. Like, I wish, please swing. That's how Chill was looking at him. And then, bro, even when he bumped into a table the first time, bro, do you see how Chill looked back at him? He looked back like, nigga, I'll fuck you up. Like Chill was on some other time, bro. That shit was funny, bro.
That was funny, bro. You right. That was funny, man. Shout out to Chill with that. And Martin just, again, he kept getting the short end of the stick repeatedly. He couldn't win. He was the epitome of, you can't win. Flat out. It wasn't respecting his property. The females wasn't respecting him. They wasn't respecting his mixes. He kept getting his table bumped. He wasn't being intimidated enough. Like, he couldn't win.
But Blau was a great DJ though. He was a great DJ. He had that whole party jumping, bro.
Could Martin really DJ like that back in the day? Like,
I don't know, but I know Martin. We all know Martin got them hands. Like when he got in Chill face though, bro. Like, he said that shit with his heart, bro. Like I don't know if him and dude was really beefing on set, bro. But when Martin's out kick your fucking, like, he meant that shit, bro. I was like, yo, are they really beefing back on set, bro? Like, cause we all know Martin got hands, bro. Like I don't know if that was acting, bro. Like, that looked like a shoot to me. Man, I told you, go over there, way over there, man.
Man, they both got their backgrounds, and Chill was really out there for real back in those days.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Like, he was really out here. So, Martin trying to press him, like, that demeanor probably wasn't in that act either. Like, Chill probably dealt with worse. So I'm not surprised.
just the way how children stare at her, bro. It was like nigga, swing, please. I need you to swing, bro. um, um, but let's talk about the party in itself, bro. Like, so the one impressive thing about this film that the house wasn't a set; it was an actual real house. That would make how the movie was filmed even more impressive. Because again, it was filmed in a real house. And then, bro, and everybody, bro, that party looks so fun, bro. Because, like, I mean, Quiz, I'm sure you've been to house parties. I've been to house parties. They're not the same no more, bro. Like the last party I went to was about, like 7 years ago. And bro, it's like, bro, everybody just be on their phones, just drinking, like don't really be dancing. They have music playing, but they don't be dancing like that, bro. When you look at here in the early 90s, bro, everybody dancing, everybody breaking a sweat. Like dudes, or back then dudes. I mean, dudes were some dancing motherfuckers back then, bro. Like you just like back then, if you wanted to get a chick at a party at a club, you either had you had to dance. You just had to, bro. And it was just so wild to look at, bro, because it's like, again, people don't dance no more. But I mean, they do, but it's real goofy now. It's like these stupid ass TikTok dances, that Fortnite dance. It's like, nah, just dance, So watching this party again, I look how everybody was having a good time. Like some dances I remember that was in the party was from Soul Train, because there was one chick in particular I saw. I'm like, oh, that bitch was on Soul Train. But at the rap battle, like there was a girl in the DJ booth that was fucking dancing, doing choreography dances, and it's like, bro, it's just so weird how different, culture was for us back then, and I just wish we bought. I'd rather get into a time machine and go to this party, the 2023 house party, any day, easy. Quez, what'd you think?
Like, as a kid coming up, or like a teenager coming up, it's like how you said, house parties it involved, like, once the music come on, folk would get on the floor, start dancing, just kicking it, having fun, people from school be there, other schools may be coming through there, and then you would make room for the best dancers that would just go ahead to start shaking, getting it, stepping, whatever the case may be. It was a whole scene, like, where you had to be there. Now, from where I'm from, depending on especially where you was at, when I was coming up and going to parties like that, it was a short period, because parties was live like that, but the problem was a lot of them involved violence. That's why I stopped going. In the short time where I was going, I stopped because they started getting more violent.
Yeah, because there's always that one. There's always that one, yeah.
That one or that two that will just be like, you know what? I'm gonna be a complete ignorant nigga today. And this whole good function, everybody's partying and stuff like that, somebody's gonna bring us some alcohol, or somebody's gonna try to harass a girl and try to kill the mood, or somebody gonna want to start a fist fight.
Which by the way, I'm sorry to cut you off. Which, by the way, that was one of the good qualities Play had, because he did have some sense. One, don't I hate to circle back to Play with his characteristics, but one, he introduced Kid to the party. When kids like, yo, go cool, rob kids. Well, he did that for kids, so he wasn't a complete piece of shit. And two, what was the thing that he said? No hoods allowed in this party. So that was one good thing Play had. No hoods to come to this party.
And that was the expectation then compared to what it was now, you know what I'm saying? Now it was like, oh, if such and such ain't there for this crew or for this hood, or oh, if he ain't gonna be there, then this party gonna be whack. And you be one of those hood boogers that be trying to come to the party, whatever, either try and make it a terrible party because of their actions. Or talking about, man, this party booty. Where are all the turn up people at? Like, no, because they're gonna kill the party. Like, no, you need them because this party whack. Music going, food's there, drinks there, everything is all good. Which Play ain't had nothing for them to drink. He told him, man, you should have ate before you left the house. Which, granted, I can understand that, but at the same time, you got to keep your guests welcome, man. But back to my original point, then it was more of a relaxing, smooth vibe of things. Now it's like I don't trust being around a lot of people to where you go to like a house party or even a block party, mind you. Like even a block party, like the old school block parties back in the day without something happening and getting shot up. Because people don't know how to act these days. It's like people don't want to have fun. People enjoy the trauma and the hood booger stuff, and then they enjoy the toxic stuff. Like, no, just it's okay to laugh and have fun like the old days. Life was a lot simpler and a lot less mental health issues going on back when things were more simpler, and it was okay to laugh. It was okay to let your guard down. It was okay to cool out. You ain't got to keep looking over your shoulder and stuff. But that's just me.
Shout out to WID. He said Play ain't got no job and his parents are going, where was he going to get the food from? I'm sure they left him money. Like back then, bro, in the early 90s, bro, you could get like a boatload of snacks, for about, for like what, $2, $3, $4 back then, bro. Like I'm sure he was just being lazy. He could
have got 4 2-liters for $2.
Mm-hmm.
He could have got 4 2-liters for $2. Big bag of chips for like $1.20, $1.29 or $1.59. Like those $3 bags, the $4 bags you see now, them was like $1.50, $2 back then. Could have got yourself a couple bags of that, some dip, and then you would have been all cool with just $10.
Yeah, that's really all you needed, bro. But I mean, so sorry to get off track here, but I remember watching an interview of the legend Michael Bivins on Breakfast Club, and he said, he said you could go a whole day just off like $1.75, bro. You can take the train, go to the restaurant, get yourself a burger, some shakes, bro, like $1 to last you a whole day back then, bro. It's fucking crazy now how much more the value of a dollar was back then compared to now. Cause $10 now, shit. Now you need $50 to get snacks and food for a party now. But
simple box of pizza was like $3, $4 for a large.
It's fucking insane, bro. But the party looked like it was such a great time, bro. Like you got the dance battle between Shireen and Sydney versus Kid and Play, which is an iconic dance battle. Which, by the way, AJ Johnson choreographed her and Tisha's dance routine because AJ Johnson was a dance choreographer. So I thought that was cool. Then you had that one dude who was drunk, drinking that old English. He's like, this shit right here make your dick all cock diesel. But I love how the dude looked like a mix between Mike Tyson and Wanye from Boys the Men, bro. Like I thought that shit was funny, bro. His nigga had a whole suit on at a party. He had a suit on, 17 years old with a church suit on at a party, bro. Hilarious. Then and by the way, two questions. I thought Kid was doing that one chick dirty. You know what I'm talking about?
You said Kid?
Yeah, Kid was doing this one chick dirty, bro, where he didn't want to. Like, they made it seem like she was ugly. I'm like, yo, Kid, she pretty too, bro. I don't understand why you be like, blah, switch again. Like, I was like, yo, Kid, you kind of tripping right now, bro. I thought you were doing her dirty, bro. She wasn't ugly at all.
Yeah, she was cool, bro. Like, talk about, well, switch again, switch right in front of her too. Like, she just kept dancing. She was saying that she just kept dancing.
Oh yeah, bro. And then you had the one chick with the bangs dressing like motherfucking Queen Latifah, you know. But yeah, I just thought you was doing her dirty, Kid. Like, damn. But I get it though, because he really wanted to dance with Shireen and Sydney, you know, two of the baddest chicks in the party. So okay. You know, and I like the whole switch thing. You know, because I like how, you know, he would say switch. You would just find a, you don't have to do the whole courtship. You would just start dancing. You know, I thought that was really cool. I've never had that at any club or party ever. That seemed like so much fun. So let's talk about the Shireen and it's Sydney. Because the reason why we were late, y'all, is because me and Quez kind of got into an argument about Shireen and Sydney, about how I said that Shireen, that he was basically saying that both of them weren't shit, and I was kind of like, well, Shireen's kind of the ain't shit one, Sydney's not really. So we kind of got into an argument about that, but yeah, you have Shireen and Sydney, and I love how their friendship was written, because, like you said, Sydney comes from a more affluent background when Shireen was the hood chick, but they were still great friends. So much so, when Sydney comes to her house, she doesn't act bougie. You know, she's comfortable. You know, you can tell she's been there a lot. You know, she's saying hi to the family, like, hi, grandma. Shout out to Clifton Powell, who plays Shireen's brother. I thought it was cool to see him. And then, like, I love the relationship where you kind of tell it's almost like a kid and play type relationship where Play and Shireen are more the cocky, smooth, arrogant ones, when Sydney and Kid are kind of the more, I can't say goofy, more so the kind of the square between the two. I don't know if the square is the right word, but you get what I'm trying to say, all right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I love how the relationship was written. You know, Shireen is clearly the alpha between the two. When she's like, you know, because Sydney's asking Shireen how her dress looks, she's like, well, they match and all that stuff. And Shireen, she was built to be as the finest one, like the finest one in the movie, the finest one in the high school, and all the dudes trying to get with Shireen. And Shireen knew she was bad. She knew she was fine. She was confident. That's the type of chick. That's the type of chick that that dudes like, that knows that they bad and all that stuff. And she was. AJ Johnson was fine. She's still fine. She's still fine this very day. Where Sydney, she was more on that cute side. Sydney was bad too, but she didn't really have the confidence like Shireen does. And all throughout the movie, they have this little competition whatsoever, where they're mostly trying to fight for Kid, in the most part, because when Kid, you know, is walking to the cafeteria and they both say, hi, Kid, and all that stuff. And it was competitive, but wasn't so competitive that they won't be friends no more. They were close enough, they would talk shit out. And all throughout the film, they're basically, you know, fight for Kid's affection whatsoever. And Quez says that Shireen and Sydney ain't shit. Quez, what were your thoughts on Shireen and Sydney? Go ahead, just let it rip.
Two attractive women. Let's get that first and foremost. Yeah. That's all I got.
Seriously? You was going on a full-on rant before we started, but that's all you got.
Is that what you call that? A rant?
Bro, you was there. You was angry about Sydney and Shireen, bro.
I wasn't
especially
angry.
with Sydney. You did not fuck with Sydney at all.
That's a damn lie. I picked Sydney.
It's okay. All right. So
said that. Ever said like Shireen was like though. They both great, but you asked if I take Sydney or I take Shireen. Since I can't have both, I'd have to go with Shireen because I mean not Shireen. I had to go with Sydney because Shireen would give me more runarounds, and this ain't track practice, so I'm not doing that. Sydney would be more so the one just be mellow, chill out, all good. And I'm okay with that. But I didn't like how she kept giving.
Oblivious said that's Cap. What was Cap?
Don't let James feed in this illusion where y'all thought I hated Sydney. No. They both had their issues. One more so than the other. Because Shireen was stringing dudes along, and it was just like, oh, I'll call you. Or we get together Friday. Kid was like, well, we can set something up. She's like, yeah, I got something on that day. I'll call you. While still trying to entertain play as well, too. And so you only got one life to live. Why not have fun with it? Like, she'll get you in a best of situation. Just like what YD did.
Spoken like a future baby mama.
What?
You got one life. Why not just have fun? Yeah, she gonna be a baby mama in the next 2 years. Watch.
You fast forward 10 years later, you heard what she told Yvette. Mama gotta have a life too. Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. Point being, she get you caught up with City would just want to chill. She made her point with Kid. Kid didn't want to hear it. And then Kid kind of understood. Then Sydney let him, entertained it. Then she reneged again. Then she was like, all right, cool. But then she stopped things again. Like, okay, but then what are we? You wanted my friend. Like that stop, start stuff is annoying. To the point where kids are just like, you know what? Forget it. I'm going to go holler at that one girl I want to try and dance with at the party. Because of this way, it's like you keep starting it. I would eventually get annoyed. Say you was trying to be at the party when he was trying to dance. But she was like, nah, my feet hurt. You sure you just didn't want me because my friend told you no? Because I'm second option. But then
that's why she was upset because it was clear as day that Kid was sweating on Shireen, which is understandable. Shireen was looking good, and then
she was. And I get that, and that was justified being upset with that. Okay, but they entertained it a little bit more when it was dancing with each other, and then she was like, "Okay, I'll go with you. You can walk me home," and then she walked up to the room, and then when it was getting their jackets, and granted, the position was a little compromised, but they were just getting their stuff. And she was like, oh, okay. And then she was throwing a little hissy fit, a silent hissy fit when they got outside and they was walking home. They ain't gotta walk me home. I could walk myself home.
But didn't Sydney, because the movie clearly establishes that Sydney was more into Kid than Shireen was. And Sydney did say that you didn't start talking to him until you saw the Kid was starting to talk to me. And I backed off. Because remember when Sydney said that?
Yeah.
So the movie clearly said that she always had something for Kid, but either way, she was looking at him when Kid was rapping, like she was in love with the dude, and that's why she kind of put Kid in that predicament. Like, okay, do you want me or do you want my friend?
Precisely. Precisely. You want me or do you want my friend? But it was like when they got outside, and they was talking about it, and then she got back to her house, and they was like, I can walk myself home. And he's like, no, I can't let you do that. And he eventually walked her home. And then kid said his piece. She said her piece, and she was like, I should have let you do this. You know, I will say goodnight to you. I invite you in, but, you know, my parents are going to be home. And, you know, I don't know what we are and stuff. Literally 5 seconds later, C jumps, they in bed, about to rip clothes off. It's like, yo, you said you was cool on him. But now it's like, oh, you ready to throw the box at him. Like, what do you want?
Shout out to Kid though. Kid said some smooth shit though, bro, because she was like, are we friends or what? And then she said, okay.
Wait. Before we get to that, because it was another stop start. Because they was getting ready to make it happen. You know, and she was like, wait, stop. I mean, what are we? I like you and I want to get with you, but it still seems like you still want to be my friend. Are you my friend, or do you want to be more? Like that type of game. It's like, yo, are you sure you want this? Because you keep starting.
Bro, whatever. Oh my God, I've been in no situation. Whenever she does that "What are we" conversation, oh shit, that's when you gotta think of some smooth shit, bro.
She should have just let it be known like what she wanted and then stuck with it, but she kept caving because she was feeling dude. Like on some level, I get that, but internally, as a man, when a girl keeps trying to stop starting, it's just like, yo, I can tell you're not into this at all. Let's just cut our losses. Just go in the house. I'll see you at school.
But what did Kid say though? Said, I'd like you as a friend, but we could also, there ain't no reason for us not to be lovers and friends. And I was like, all right, Kid, don't be in the benefit of being a rapper. You know how to put words together to make shit sound cool. Shout out to Kid for that one. But
that wasn't a Heavy D line. I never heard of it. That sounded like came straight from Heavy D's playbook. You can't even.
That's how we used to do it back then, bro. We used to borrow lines that we heard from rappers, R&B singers, and then use it. And it used to work. Not so much now, but back then, shit used to work like a charm.
What you talking about? Yeah, they're still saying these hoes ain't loyal.
There you go. But I loved how their relationship was written. And what I loved about Sydney and Shireen is that they were good girls at heart with a splash of fastness to them. Like they'll dance on you, they'll grind on you, but they ain't gonna give you no ass though. Like that's the one they could have easily made Shireen a hoe. Easily, but they didn't do that. So I thought that was smart on Reginald Hudlin's part, where she easily could have been the fast one that slept around, but they didn't. Like case in point, when both Kid and Play going for a kiss, she didn't kiss. But that's the one thing about Shireen, bro. Shireen was seasoned. Dudes was trying to get with her. Kid and Play was trying to get with her heavy, and she still didn't kiss them niggas, bro. Like that was smart on the script writing to not make us seem easy. I thought that was cool how they did Shireen like that. What's up? Well, you disagree?
No, I was like, yeah.
Okay. And also too, in Quez, we've seen it. I've seen it. You've seen it. I'm pretty sure the viewers have seen it. Come on now, that family, like 9-10 different people living in a 2-bedroom apartment, bro. Like 2-bedroom house, bro. Like that shit was so common back then, bro.
I was like Disney, a Proud Family vibes.
Yeah, bro. Oh, yeah. When they went to her house, bro, like where that's the reason why Shireen was such an alpha, because she literally had to fight for everything, bro. When she punked her cousin, her little sister, like, hey, I was sitting there, hey, move, you lose. What? Like, Hey, Peanut, mix us some Kool-Aid. Grape or red? Red. Bro. Let's talk about the. Do you see how much sugar that little tray was pouring in that Kool-Aid, bro?
Diabetes.
Yeah, that's why. Like, you gotta think about this too. A lot of people in these casts are they're fathers, grandfathers now, and that's why someone got high blood pressure and diabetes because of that scene right there. With all that sugar and salt they were ingesting back then, bro. It's so crazy because you think about it now when you watch House Party, you be like, they mothers and grandmothers now. Somebody's auntie is in this movie. That's fucking wild, bro. When you think about it. Like half these women in are probably grandmothers now. Like, damn. So I loved how they wrote Shireen's character, and bro, even in that scene, bro, when Sydney was kind of checking Shireen about why are you playing him and all that stuff, and then Shireen was like, hey, he still gotta walk you home. If you think I'm dogging him, try to take him from me. And I'm like, damn, she's confident as shit, bro. Like she is confident. She's challenging Sydney. Like, try to take him from me. Like that was some. But what happened though? What Sydney did? Notice how Shireen was a little salty about it. She was a little salty because Shireen, you can tell Shireen's those type of women that is not used to losing. She's not used to other women taking dudes from her. So notice how she was kind of salty about that. But because that's still her homegirl, still her friend, she congratulated her. But you could tell deep down that hurt her because you got to think about it. She probably like, damn, she kind of let a good one go. Then she kind of settled for play.
Settled. That's like, you say you settled.
Right, exactly. But yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting how, Shireen, you could tell she was a little, she wasn't angry, she was happy for Sydney, but you could tell deep down she was salty. Like she was salty about that. And then even Sydney called her out and said, what, you ain't gonna congratulate, you ain't gonna give me my flowers? She's like, you go, girl. Like, so I really loved how those two were written in the film. Anything else you want to add to the Shireen and Sydney's characters and their development, and all that stuff?
I mean, shout out to Sydney though. She ain't let that kid jump out the window. She did care, and she was there to help bail that dude out.
Exactly. And exactly. And first of all, I really don't see why Kid was in jail, though. I never understood why he went to jail. And by the way, too, and shout out to that Hey Love commercial. I laugh at that because the joke of that Hey Love commercial that shit was always on. It was always on all the time, bro. And but you got to get your own. I loved how because you've seen that commercial. I've seen that commercial so many goddamn times. And I love how they added that piece of commentary about how that shit was always on, bro. Like, on every TV at every house.
Different dish.
So Kid goes to jail, and this scene was I love how the music turned into a straight musical. Turned into a straight musical all of a sudden with him trying to. They were about to do some things to Kid, bro. And that's one of those, and we all know those classic urban legends about how they do dudes in jail and all that stuff. And by the way, Kid's rap would not fly in 2023. I'm gonna say that would not fly. But I did think the shit was funny when as soon as he got out of prison, they closed the door. He said, "Suck my dick." Like, that shit was great. Oh, that's right. And the bullies went to jail with him too. And then he tried to make a truce. He's like, "Hey, yo, man, we'll be beefing all night. Yo, man, can we just think of a way to get out of here?" And it looked like Stab was considering it. He was like, "Man, fuck you." You know?
He said that.
He said that with his whole heart, bro. And so then you know, and then the ending of the film, they have to get Kid out of jail. One of the best scenes in the film is when Blau Martin, you know, tries to convince Shireen to come out, and then I think her father, you know, catches Martin screaming like a wild man. They're trying to get the play and play. Show him once again how he ain't shit. He was gonna leave him. He was only with his stuff, with his equipment.
Shireen.
And then
hear DJ for free. That's what the treatment he get.
And then Shireen wasn't going to talk to Bilal, but when she saw Play, she was like, "Oh, hi, Play," you know, all that stuff. And then, bro, and this is once again how simple times were back then. Just the adventure of, keep in mind, Shireen is the flyest chick in the school. Play said, "We're gonna get Kid out, then we're gonna go to Burger King." Burger King! Again, the finest chick in the school. And she's excited at the proposition of you taking her to Burger King. Fellas, tell the finest chick, if you're younger, at your school, and if you're older, at your job, yo, we're gonna go watch the movie, and after the movie, we're gonna go to Burger King. See how much her coochie will turn into sandpaper. Shireen was excited to go to Burger King with Play. That shows how much simpler times was back then.
Burger King nasty, but I get your point. Yeah.
Oh, well, wait. First of all, people tell me this all the time. Fast food restaurants back then, McDonald's, Burger King, everybody always told me that shit was different back in the day. That shit was different. It ain't like how it is now. It used to hit different back then. But that was wild.
Think back to when we was kids. It didn't have that vibe, but it still had that vibe to it where, you know, you go to McDonald's where after school or on the weekend, everybody just go kick it over there. All you needed was $3, $4, double cheeseburger or 2 double cheeseburgers, small fry, high C, you was set. That was your whole meal right there. You was set.
And what was so crazy, bro? Is that you know, like Burger King and McDonald's back then. Remember back in the days, this happened to me a couple times, bro. When you was a little kid, and then you know, and then you know, either we had to come to school late or whatsoever, and your parents was cool enough to buy you some McDonald's before you go to school, then you walk into school with some McDonald's, bro, you felt like you was the fucking king, bro. But Eddie Murphy had a whole bit on Raw when he talked about how McDonald's used to be popping back then, bro. If you didn't have no McDonald's, you looked like a fucking sucker. We got McDonald's, you know, like damn, man, McDonald's was hitting different back then, bro. WYD said it was super trash back then. It's trash now. But WYD, well, when you say you don't like Shireen, so okay, all right, touche. And WYD, you said, "Hey, yeah, Shireen would get you." He's basically by Shireen will type of get your ass shot. But there's probably some truth to that, yeah.
I mean, hey, think about it. Shireen was kind of like the Aaliyah from Minister Society. Not like that, but that background and where she come from, like, hey, you do her wrong, you know. She got some backup. You see who was all in the house.
So yeah, so
And it's trash back then too. And
which, by the way, here's another great picture. This is behind the scenes photo of the cast and crew, which is it's a dope picture. But
all looks so young, man.
Yeah, they did.
Martin looked healthy there.
Quiz, you didn't have to say that, bro. You didn't have to say that, bro.
I'm just saying, kid look dehydrated now, but look at him in that picture though.
You say dehydrated.
You should see the picture I was gonna use before I went with the 2 hype cover. Tisha, AJ, you know what I'm saying? Chill in the background. I'm not sure who that girl is in between Chill and Kid, and I can't barely tell who half of that picture is right there at the end. But yeah, they all, like I said, it was all there. Everybody was just having a good time.
Yo, and I don't know if it was John Jay that said this, because we were talking about Tisha Campbell last week about how she kind of fell off a little bit. I haven't seen any recent pictures, but I think it was John Jay that said it. But she said, Tisha Campbell, low key, is starting to get her look back. I can't confirm or deny it, but John Jay, I think it was John Jay said it. But Tisha Campbell, she's starting to look right again. I'm like, okay, I'll take her. I just haven't seen her recently. So have you seen Tisha Campbell recently?
Not really, but you're telling me, John Jay, you're telling me that she got that post-divorce glow?
Probably. You never know.
That's crazy. Hold on.
He got to do some investigating.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute.
Is he telling the truth? Is he telling the truth? Is Tisha coming back?
Well, this ain't lemonade mouth. This ain't lemonade mouth, Tisha. Hold on.
Oh, so she is coming back. She is making a comeback.
Oh, not in that picture, no.
Okay, in certain photos, she looks good.
Wait a minute. Oh. John Jay might be on to something. He might be on to something.
Oh, okay. All right. So, shout out to Tisha.
All it took was a divorce to get her to realize, damn, I need to snap back.
All right. Okay. All right. I'll look it up after the show. But hey, if Quez is confirming that Tisha is coming back, then okay, cool. I mean, AJ Johnson, she never lost it. She never lost it.
She never lost it, bro. Her, Tashina Arnold, they never lost it.
They never, yeah. They both never lost it, bro. Like, so, yeah. Hey, man, you never know. Hey, we could see AJ Johnson and Tisha, reenact their, the dance break, bro. That'd be dope to see.
Shout out to Marvel. What I said wasn't a slight towards him, man. Just like he looks healthy, man.
Hey, like what I say early in the show, man. Martin in the '90s was different. It was a different animal back then. So they get Kid out, and Play didn't get to kiss Shireen. He lied and shit. And then they dropped Sydney off, and Kid and Sydney, they were going at it, bro. I was just like, I love how Play was hating. But I saw tongue in there. I'm just like, if I'm the director, I'm like, hey, y'all do realize, this is acting, right? Like, like yo, kid, Tisha, we're filming a movie here. Like, you chill with that.
They like cut. And I'm like, wait, give me that. I should have shot this one.
Yes.
It'd just be lucky that they didn't get to have a scene in that movie. It'd be like oops, I slipped.
Yeah. I think Kid actually has quite a few kids, actually, from what I heard. So so that kind of tells you all you need to know. Like Kid was out here, bro. Both Kid and Play were out. They're both out here.
Well, I already knew about Play, but
you wouldn't think so, a Kid, but he was though, very much so. So yeah, so
damn.
what's that?
He needs some water.
Oh, you look at that Kid now? I'm telling you, once that fade went away, bro, it was over. It was downhill from there.
I said it before. I say it again. Money's a hell of a lotion.
Yeah. Once that fade went away, Kid was done. That was his gimmick. That was his gimmick. The hairdo. Yeah. So they get Kid out of jail, and they drop Kid off, and then Kid, having no clue that Robin Harris was looking for him, was waiting on Kid, and he proceeded to whoop the shit out of Kid as the movie went off during the credits. And so
he's like, I wouldn't do that if I was you.
and the movie ends with that, man. And I love movies that take place in a span of one day. I love movies like that. And the movie started, with him, taking a shower, with that goofy look on his face, establishing that Kid's more the goofy one, plays more the smooth one. And it ends with him Kid getting his ass whooped, but it was worth it. It was worth it though, because Kid had one hell of a fun night, crazy ass night. So Quez, what was your overall thoughts on the movie House Party?
Great movie, fun movie, funny movie, classic. Thoroughly casted cast is great. No complaints at all really about the movie. Everybody did what they were supposed to do. Great job throughout. And I enjoyed the story that it told for the times that when it came out. It was a relatable story for the parties that was going on at the time. And when a party done right, you can see how it goes. And I just found it the freaking irony with all that went on in that party. The niggas like those hood dudes trying to come in, those hood niggas trying to come in. Dad came into the party, even that did kill the buzz and stop the party when Kid's dad walked in. None of that stopped it. What stopped the party? A broke toilet. That was the last straw. The last straw was the toilet was broke. That's it. Everybody out. Everybody out. I just thought that was so funny. I was like, out of all things to cut off the party, broke toilet. For sure. And yeah, shout out to everybody involved in that.
Why don't y'all go rob a liquor store or something?
I can't believe they was gonna try to set that house on fire. I'm gonna tell them to the man and set this house on fire. That dude was.
Bro, I love how Stab was all like, because Pee Wee and them they weren't really cool with that. He was like, he started sniffing them. Wait a minute, do I smell pussy? Like,
no, you don't. It was like, I bet. Who got a match? Who got a light? Yeah, see that flashlight. How about a bud light? Straight up got arrested. It's like, oh no. We ain't gotta take him in. We can take him out by the docks and jack them up.
Bro, even the cops were funny in this.
Yeah. Like you said, like everybody had a level of humor. Like you said, even the cops. That just goes to show how the actors really performed and how the script was so well written. You know, so definitely a great fun movie. If you haven't seen this movie yet, or you haven't watched the movie in a long time, go back and watch it and just get some nostalgia from like how life used to be, and just enjoy it.
Now, question though: did you buy Robin Harris's kids, father?
I'm glad you mentioned.
He looks nothing like Kid, but they did kind of justify it though, because when Robin Harris is power walking up the street, did you hear what he said? He said, "I should never married that white woman."
Yep. And that made all the sense in the world.
So they did kind of and they both kind of had big eyes too. So they did justify it a little bit. Quest, thoughts on the rap battle between Kid and Play. What you feel about the rap battle?
Again, more nostalgia. Like you can have a rap battle and not have nobody getting shot. You can have a rap battle and everybody can just dap up at the end of it because it was all good and fun. Like you dissed each other, but then you see them dap up afterwards, and it was all love after that. It was all just cool, playful disses. It was really, really cool to see, man. And another element of hip hop that was integrated within this movie as well, with that rap cipher and Kid doing those freestyles. Well, trying to freestyle at the party, then he did that freestyle in jail. It really just made the movie more enjoyable for me than I was already having fun with. So definitely enjoyed those rap battles. So yeah, great movie throughout.
Kid spelled backwards describes you best. Yeah, you set the challenge. Yeah, I threw it up. Come on the stage. Wait, I just blew it up. Bro, I thought Play had him with the Passion Pops curfew. Like, bro, they were going in. They were going in on each other, bro. Like my word up, though. Like, I thought the death blow was the pass. I'm here to serve you. If you can stay up, Passion Pops curfew. I thought that was the death blow. But those last three lines, Kid said, "Kids, describe your best," and you didn't play. You just got played out, bro. Kid, mollywopped them in that final rap verse.
And apparently that's all that it took, you know. But again, dope performances throughout. Just want to check the comments real quick. Yeah, why Diggy said McDonald's was the shit back in the 80s and 90s, though. Yeah, you're right. Simeon checked it. What up, y'all? I've been listening to the review. Good stuff. Appreciate you. And Quiz heard about Richard. Yeah, rest in peace to Richard Belzer, a.k.a. Detective Munch from Law and Order fame. And Wyatt also mentioned that Play won. Yeah, so he agreed with you, Jace. He thought Play won that rap battle, too.
No. I said I thought the death blow was gonna be Play, but Kid got him at the end though. Kid hit the Michael Jordan game winning shot. Kid spelled backwards describes it best. That was good.
I just felt like Plays did have more volume, and Kid needed that knockout blow and a little bit of that second verse to have it. Like, yeah, can't get mad at that. You can't get mad at it.
And also, and what I liked with the script, because the movie was also about Kid wanting to prove himself at the party. Because you got the idea that Kid, he was fairly popular. He was actually fairly popular in the school. But Play, what did Play say? He said he got clowned at the talent show because of his whack rhymes, and Kid was trying to prove that I can rap, and that was Kid's crowning moment right there. That Kid can actually rap. So I kind of like they had a little bit of a story behind that rap battle. And like you said too, it was also cool that even after that battle, they still dapped up and they still have fun. So can't say that nowadays that niggas are too sensitive now. Quez, you have any like favorite moments or favorite lines? Because every this whole movie is quotable. And we didn't even mention this too. Shout out to John Witherspoon for his cameo appearance. Which you could clearly tell that they shot it separate. They just simply told John, "Hey, John, just come in and just say some funny stuff." And knowing John Witherspoon, he improvised that whole. He even had the same wife for Boomerang. So I like that little bit of continuity.
Bro, Beatrice was back. I seen that too. I'm like, wait a minute, is this the same one again, bro?
Yeah, so I kind of like that continuity, and I also remember that they reenacted that same scene on Boondocks when he was Granddad. So I like that. Yeah, Public Enema. Like I was at Public Enema. You know, like what the hell's a Public Enema? Honey, what you doing? Calling the police. You know. Yeah, shout out to John Witherspoon, man. Like his little cameo appearance was great. But yeah, could you have like any favorite moments or favorite lines or whatsoever?
Oh, excuse me. Favorite moments definitely had to be the dance battle. The dance battles was one of my favorite parts. I have to give that one. And that whole exchange between Full Force and Kid, them chase scenes was hilarious.
They were, bro. They just kept bumping into each other, bro.
My goodness. And Robin Harris, when he got into that party, what he called dude the test tube baby. When Robin Harris walked into that party, bro, like, man, I almost lost it.
No, this ain't Jeopardy. This ain't Monopoly either. I ain't going to jail. Go home. No, fuck you.
They messed with him after that. And I'm like,
I can't read no bad numbers, boy, Bernarski.
If that would have been my mama, in that position for me trying to be at this party or whatever, and then the cops stopped her, I would have got triple the whooping I would have got just because my mom had to deal with the police. It would have been triple trouble. That probably accentuated the butt whoop because I had to deal with the police just looking for you.
You just wanted to bust my black ass, huh? Nah, you just look suspicious. Ain't that a bitch? Your wife likes the old bitch.
Hey, why Diggy made a point? He said, did John Witherspoon say he paid $20,000 for the house? No, he paid $15,000. He paid $15,000 for the house. God, $15,000 for 1990. That house is probably, he said that house is probably $350,000 now. Shoot, probably in that neighborhood, likely so. He said $15,000. Shoot, you wish in 2023, you wish. You find a house $15,000, it's a whole old beat up trap house with roaches and rats in it. You gotta fix everything up.
Oh God, I don't know, like. Oh God, the scene, bro. Shout out to the legend George Clinton, who made an appearance by the way as well.
At the dinner party, yep.
When he hit Stab with that record, the shit bounced off his head. He's like,
he's still talking shit like he did something.
Yeah, I did it. Yeah, I might cry 2 tears in the bucket. Fuck it, let's get to the stage. And how Stab looked, I'm like, this motherfucker just hit me with a record? Like, and then oh, what the fuck you looking at? I ain't the man in the mirror.
George Clinton, wow, bro. And I'm real glad they actually got him for this movie because I would never expected it. It's like, oh shoot. George couldn't do it, but I love the fact that they got him for that movie because he did great, and it's cool to see him in films.
Oh yeah, shout out to George Clinton, man. Like like funk legend. Oh man, then you had, and then then you had fucking um the scene when when Robert Harris fixing the fan. He's like, I gotta get this fan fixed, man. It's so hot here. I swear I saw the devil sitting in the living room. Oh, it's like I said, this whole movie is just quotable, man. This whole movie is memorable, and as far as my overall thoughts, man, I just love this film to death, man. It's it actually tells a good story. Like it's not one of those films that you like. There's not many. It tells a good, solid story. It's paced well. It's shot well. There's not one scene in the film that doesn't feel like it's dragging. I thought everybody played their part. Like I said, I thought Kid and Play were excellent. AJ Johnson was excellent. Tisha Campbell was excellent. This whole movie is just great, man. It's relatable. It's fun. It still holds up, and I just love this film. Now let's talk about a what if. Let's talk about a what if. Now, Quiz, I don't know if you noticed, but they said originally this movie was written for DJ Jazzy Jeff and Will Smith. They were originally.
I've heard about that.
Yeah.
Did DJ Jazzy Jeff originally come out with that?
Yeah. So Quez, do you think? So do you think, Quez, this movie would have hit the same if this was Will and Jazzy Jeff in this film?
Would they have been doing this at the same time as Fresh Prince?
I'm glad you said that because
Fresh Prince started coming out that same year.
No, but hear this though. You see, I'm telling you, God, bro. God has a plan for everybody, bro. So the executives at NBC went to Kid and Play to have a sitcom on their channel. Not exactly Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but they were going to have their own sitcom on NBC. While at the same time, Fresh Prince and Will Smith came up with the idea for House Party. They both declined their offers. Then Will Smith accepted the NBC job, and Kid and Play accepted the House Party job. So it's crazy how that shit worked out. It worked out better in the long run.
Sure enough. Sure did.
But my question to you, Quez, was would this would have hit different? How do you think this would have hit the same if this was Will and Jazzy Jeff as Kid and Play, as the two main guys of the House Party?
Fresh Prince would not hit the same. It would not, because it's.
I don't know. I could see Will Smith. I could see Will Smith as the Kid role though.
Yeah, but I can't see Kid as the role as Fresh Prince.
Well, Quest, it was not going to be. It was not going to be. It was not going to be Fresh Prince. It wasn't exactly going to be. They were just going to have their own sitcom on NBC.
Oh. I don't know. I'm just going to say no, because Will did his job so well that I don't think no other actor can replace it like on that. And granted, when the show first started, Will was nowhere near the actor that he was towards like the season 4 or 5 of the show. Like it took some leveling up with that, but I don't think I could see Kid and Play, or I don't think I could see. Yeah, I don't think I could see Kid and Play doing a. Wait, no. Will did such a good job in that role that I can't see him going ahead and doing a House Party in that, because would he be Kid or would he be Play?
He would have been Kid. I mean, especially Will at that time in his life. Oh, he could have pulled it off, bro. Come on.
He could have pulled it off, yeah, but I don't know if I would have had the same magnitude of enjoyment like I did with these two. I feel like this fit them more because the style and the music they were making at the time and the charisma they both had.
Will was making the same music.
I know, but here's the thing. Will was doing like happy rap, like rap joints. Kid and Play was literally making songs. The majority of their catalog, they was making songs that you could dance to. Literally, you could dance to. That's why it fit them for that role the best, rather than Will and Jazzy Jeff for that role. And you have to think about this too. You mostly see Jazz on Fresh Prince as a side character. Can you see him as a co-star and playing that role of Play?
That's where I say probably wouldn't have worked because he can't be Play because Jazzy Jeff was more subdued, and he couldn't be Blau because Blau was very loud and energetic. And that ain't really Jazzy Jeff. So they probably would have to switch some things when it came to play his character. But as far as Will Smith as Kid, I think it could have worked. I think, okay, if I had to recast this in 1990, I would probably have Will as Play. I could keep Martin as Blau. Think of that, Martin and Will together before Bad Boys. That would have been crazy. And before their shows. That would have been crazy. As Play, who come on as smooth and charismatic? Oh, got it. LL Cool J as Play. LL Cool J as Play. Will Smith as Kid. Martin Lawrence as Blau. Problem solved.
Will as Kid, LL as Play.
I think that could work.
You ain't worried about LL stealing too much of the scenes away from Will at that time? Because at the time, LL was the bigger star.
Yeah, you got to think about that too. Yeah. And I don't know if LL would allow Will Smith to get the better of him in a rap battle.
Oh, God, no. Just ask Cannabis.
But I just mean like in terms of, Play being the smooth dude, the most charismatic dude. And I think that would fit LL to a T. But LL just wouldn't be silly. That's the thing about it.
Right. And then you got to consider, too, like, again, the caliber of stars they were at the time. Will Smith was just on his come up. LL's already solidified. People would go watch that movie for LL rather than Will Smith. Because even when Fresh Prince started up, a lot of people wasn't rocking with it at the time. Again, with Kid and Play, they were their own act collectively together. It flowed better with them and the style that they did. That's why I would say that. That's where I would just come from and just say that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and I know I think he says, LL wouldn't have gotten upstaged in 1990. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'd say that this would have been interesting. I always think about, what if scenarios, like what if Robert Harrison passed away, or again, like what if Will Smith did accept the job for. I think that would have changed Will's trajectory as an actor. I mean, because like. It makes me wonder if he did Will Smith, if he did House Party, would he do, Pursuit of Happiness later on in his career? Like it's just stuff like that just makes me just intrigued about what if situations. Would he have met Jada? You just never know. I just had to throw that out there. I'm sorry.
I mean, you think Will would have took Tisha away from Morton then too?
Again, you never know. You never know. But it's just crazy how one decision, but that might be one of the biggest decisions in Black cinema history. Kid and Play turning down the sitcom, the Wills Dad turning down House Party. If you really think about it, that's probably the biggest decision in Black movie history. If you really truly think about it.
More so than Tupac quitting Minister Society?
Maybe even bigger because of the career Will Smith as later went on to have. So okay, and you know what else was crazy about this? I'm looking at this cast's ages. Kid was like in his mid-20s. Play was 28 at the time of filming. Ada Johnson was 30 at the time of filming this film.
I could see that to an extent, but again, back then there were a lot of older people that was playing teenagers in those roles.
Especially Full Force. Like them niggas, bro. But I think the reason why Full Force is in this film is because the exactly like we gotta have Ain't My Type of Hype in the song, and Full Force is like the only reason y'all gonna have a song if you put us in it. Yeah, motherfucker, you 39. Fuck, I don't care. We're the set. And you gonna tell them motherfuckers no? Shit.
You could tell them no, but what would it cost?
Yeah, what would the cost be? Like that's so wild. Keep once again, they were R&B singers. I just want to throw that out. They were R&B singers. Okay, now let's get to the awards. Because I can hold you up, I had to think about this one. This one's difficult because everybody put championship numbers in this film. Everybody put up MVP numbers in this film. So this one was hard. But I'll let you go first, Quez. Quez, who was your MVP of House Party?
MVP was a tough one. I will say that. You know what? I'm gonna have to go with Play.
I was not expecting that. Elaborate on that.
No.
No!
I'm joking.
Oh.
Play is the MVP because he kept the content, the story, and the humor going through all characters. The stuff with Bilal, the stuff with Shireen, the stuff with Kid. The stuff with Kid. The part where he bailed Kid out. The fact that he helped kick the hood boogers out the house. All of that circling back with the party and everything and the rap and the dance battle he helped orchestrate it because either people were too shy, they were too not eager. He helped game everything up to help get the party where it was supposed to be. And doing it funny-wise, too. I felt like that would earn Play my MVP honors.
Okay. I was not anticipating Play. For me, the MVP, I split it up. To me, the MVP is Kid, but I almost I oddly kind of wanted to pick Full Force. And the reason why I say Full Force is because without Full Force... What's that?
They was the runner-ups for me.
Yeah, because without Full Force, there's no drama. There's no conflict in the film. If you take Full Force out, it's just a fun movie. There's no conflict. and two, they were funny, and they played a big part in what made the movie so special. But for me, I had to pick Kid because the movie starts with him. He had the most on his plate. He was the one that was being chased all night. He was the one that had to make the decision between Shireen and Sydney. He was the one that had the most to lose. He was the one that had to deal with getting his ass whooped by his father. And then the rap battle with the story about him trying to impress people with his raps. I thought the Kid to me was the MVP of the film because he had more on his shoulders and he had the most pressure all throughout the film, and he came through.
Shout out to Kid, man.
And who was going to be my unsung hero or the second runner-up, the second best player on the team? Shireen.
Shireen.
The reason why I say Shireen is because she was the one that both Kid and Play wanted. She was the finest one in the movie. And if she doesn't spare Kid does not end up with Sydney. Who clearly that's the person that should be with Kid. Even Play, shout out to Play. Play broke it down. He broke it down perfectly why you should go with Sydney. Like, what did he say? Sydney has the house with the rec room and all that stuff. With Shireen, you can't go to her house because there's people over there. You ain't got no money for a hotel. Shireen's that type of chick that can't wait to get out the house. They'll go smash you like in a park somewhere. Like I ain't saying from experience. I'm just saying I knew chicks like Shireen in high school. So I'm just saying. So to me, Shireen was the runner up. I kind of don't blame Kid for wanting to get with Shireen more because Shireen was probably the type of chick. And I'm thinking what Kid was thinking for the party. He left the party to be with Shireen. Remember, he was ready to risk it all for Shireen.
Yep.
I'm not sure if he was ready to risk it all for Sydney just yet, but he was for Shireen. And I'm pretty sure he probably thought that Shireen probably give up the draws faster than Sydney. And she's the finest girl in the school. So, but yeah, I had to give it to Shireen. For me, as my runner-up. Who was your runner? Oh yeah, you said Full Force was your runner-up, right?
No. That's it. I'd say that was my second place as far as like MVP. But my unsung hero is like what I mentioned before we went on air. We'll go to Pops. Pop is my unsung hero for all the subliminal and outright comedy that he displayed in that movie. Just trying to keep it tabs with his son. He looked for him at the party. He was on the street. He got harassed by the police, dogging the police, and getting away with it. He ain't get beat or took to jail. And just as a friendly reminder, when Kid got home, it's like, hey, you ain't going to bed yet. Like, overall, like, his presence in that movie was seized to it. Even that part where you mentioned about with him just muttering to himself, like, he got to get stuff done. He was trying to get overtime to take care of the house and stuff. And he had to fix that fan. I feel like Pops was more so like a strong unsung character because you ain't seen him in every scene, but his presence was felt. Every time when they brought him up, his presence was felt. And he was also too. What I liked about him was that yeah, he was tough, but he was still soft with his son. Like like when he told him, you'll keep your mind on the books and off them gals, and I'm trying to teach you how to be a responsible person. And when he realized he went too far, he said, "Oh man, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that," all that stuff. So, like I said, I thought he was a good dad. He was a good dad, the Kid. Exactly. And when he got suspended for that fight or whatever like that, he blew up to an extent, but he didn't stay at that emotion. Like, he was able to bring himself down to actually have a conversation with him. Still could have gone to that party, but at least he had that conversation with him. So that's my unsung hero, was Pops.
Okay. I probably would have given Robin Harris the MVP if he had more scenes, in my opinion. If he had more scenes, for sure. But that's a good choice for your runner-up. And all right, so Quez, these past two reviews, you've been very spot on with your casting for the panel. So, who, if you had to cast House Party of the panel, who would be who?
Okay. Let's see. This is kind of tough, but I'll start out with Kid at Play. Kid would likely be me. Kid would probably be me. Play MG. I would be Kid. MG would be Play. Allow
Mark.
Definitely Mark. See, I guess we got that both right.
Yeah, Mark would definitely be like I can just see it right now. Mark talking to me like, I don't want to go. I've been waiting for you. I don't want to go.
And then he show up anyway. Classic.
Exactly. Yo, stop bumping the table.
Trying to think. What other? This is tough right here. Okay.
Danny would. I'm sorry. It's your cast. I'm sorry.
No. Because I was saving Danny's one. Arlo's that wild boy that was drunk. That's Arlo. The tough one. You know that one dude at Full Force with the voice?
Pee-wee, yeah.
That's Josh.
Ah!
That's Josh. And Danny is Chill.
Okay. All right. Wait, hold on. All right, now. Bop!
That's Danny. That's Danny for sure.
Danny is Chill.
Yeah. And James, I ain't forget you. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna call an audible real quick. Swap out. Your Play. You would be Play.
Really?
Yes. You would be Play. Because given your experience with dancing, and you could play that ain't shit nigga type of role.
Thank you.
You know, some of those characteristics can relate with you. You would be Play. I'm Kid. MG is Pop.
Interesting.
MG old as hell.
He wasn't, I don't know if you heard me say it, but Robert Harris wasn't that much older than the Kid in Play, though. That's the funny thing. He was only like 34, 35 in time when they filmed this film.
Right.
He's only like 4 or 5 years older.
By the way, you know, I'll say MG's Pop.
Why?
I should have never married that white woman.
Oh, shit.
So to run this back, James is Play. I'm Kid. MG is Pop. Mark's Bilal. Josh is Pee Wee. Danny is Chill. And Mark's Bilal. And did I forget anybody? Or did I get everybody?
I think that is everybody.
I forgot the dude that was drunk, but that's Arlo.
That's Arlo, yeah.
Yeah, I forget it. Like, that's Arlo.
Interesting. I would say for me, for Kid and Play, I would say Arlo would be Kid. I can see Arlo as Kid, with the Pops curfew, getting in trouble at school, wanting to prove he could rap. MG would be Play. Arlo and MG would be Kid and Play. I can see Quiz as Pops. Especially in the scene we came in roasting people. I would say, that's definitely Quez to a T.
But that could be MG too, though.
Yeah, it could be MG too, but I could just. But I can see Quez as Pops. Mark is Bilal, but I can see myself as Bilal too.
You let a nigga scratch your speakers up?
I would not. And I'm not saying Mark would either. But damn. This one's tough. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll keep Mark as Bilal. Mark would definitely be Bilal. I think Chill would be Josh. Just the idea of Mark and Josh almost fighting at the party would be funny, bro.
More funnier than Danny and Mark.
Yes, I think it would be. I honestly think it would be. Danny would have to be one of the bullies. He'll probably be stabbed. Dan would definitely have to be one of the bullies because Danny, Arlo, yo, where's my money? What buddy? Yeah, Danny will be stabbed. Me? Fuck. Where would I see me at? I would maybe. I would probably be the drunk dude. Probably. Yeah, I can say that's me, and I can just see, MG and Josh dropping me off at my mama's on the front door.
Just left you there. Like a piece of
just leave me there. Yeah.
They treat you like an Amazon package, nigga.
And I think that's it. Okay, so MG would be Play, which is unanimous. Arlo would be Kid for me. Blau would be Mark. Chill would be Josh. I would be I forgot what his name was. He had the cross of Mike Tyson and Wanye from Boyz II Men. Him. I thought that was him, but I thought that was the nigga from Boyz II Men, bro. And we say to see the memories. Yeah, I would probably be him, and Quez would be Pops. Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's a yeah. I would go with that. I would definitely go with that. So yeah, there that goes our house party review. This was definitely a fun one to talk about for sure. If you haven't checked it out, definitely check it out for sure. Not that trash ass one that came out, the one that's 30 years old and still better than most of these movies nowadays. Like I said, it has great comedy, a good solid story. Like I said, there's character development, hilarious, silly, relatable, and still holds up. And shout out to that fat nigga, by the way, but he was, well, but that nigga was putting in work, bro. He was that nigga was putting in work. Quez was like, God damn, like that nigga came out shooting him, bro.
Hey, I'm over here in the session. This dude over here, like, hold on. You hear that? You hear that? Wow.
I was like, damn, girl, fight back! Fight back, nigga, fight back! But yeah, this movie I highly recommend. And next week we're gonna be back. Yeah, this is gonna be a drastic turn in tone, but it's still an all-time classic film. Next week, we're going to be reviewing Set It Off. Set It Off, starring Jada Pinkett, Vivica A. Fox, Queen Latifah, and Kimberly Elise in her debut film. So definitely looking forward to talking about that.
Well, it really is it's a sad movie.
It's sad, but hey, it's definitely got to be talked about, man.
That's what we're going to end the season of.
Yeah, that's how we're going to end it off. We'll set it off. Yep. So be sure to check that out next Sunday. And also, if you haven't hit that like and subscribe button, if you enjoy these reviews, I'm gonna try to bring more movie content on this channel with Scream 6 coming out and John Wick 4 coming out as well. And of course, on the main channel, Prime Time Podcast, don't forget to be subscribed to that channel as well. We just did the Elimination Chamber live commentary, which, by the way, I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all now. For those that watched it, at the moment, I love Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns. I thought that match was fucking great. I watched it again twice since then. Look at it now, I'm like, oh, I don't know if they should have did this. In the moment, I loved it. Now I'm like, ooh, I do not know if this was the way to go. I'll probably go do a whole other video about that on the Prime Time Podcast Network. You know, I'm like, it kind of doesn't do Roman any favors.
I could have told. Actually, I did. I tried to tell y'all, but folks don't listen to me.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay. Yeah, so you didn't like the fact that Sami Zayn was going back and forth with Roman.
It wasn't really that. It was just the point where it was. I ain't gonna get into it too much because of the content of the video, but I'll just say this: with the momentum or lack thereof that Sami had, you jumped right into a title shot in that space. Granted, he did what he did to break out, but it should have been built more. I feel like it was just too rushed. It should have been built more.
Okay.
I'll just say that should have been built more if you were going to take that route, and then have it spaced out away from the Cody stuff, because Cody is still the main one that's going to be connected with the story, and it should have built up with Sami with the Usos, and then lead it back up to Roman. Level up with Sami beating the Usos and fighting that battle off, and then you get there. That's how you get past the Usos and Solo to get to Roman. Now that adversity would have been something. That's what made Daniel Bryan's pop out with the championship even more special, because of the odds of adversity he had to go through to get the title shot. Sami just walked right into one.
Good point. But yeah, we'll talk about that on the Primetime Podcast channel. And of course, I'll just say it again, and I'll just put it in the community page for the main channel. There will be no Raw live commentary on Monday. So yeah, just let y'all know. But I hope y'all enjoyed this review for this channel, for this show. And we'll see y'all next week for Set It Off. Hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget to check out the Above the Rim and Boomerang movie reviews that we did. And we'll see y'all next week. Everybody have a great Monday, great week. And then we are out. Peace.
And out.